Such a gorgeous view, isn't it? So beautiful out here. We in upstate New York, guys. It's the We the People tour. It's daylight number 66. 16 states, 16,000 miles. Been out on the road 6 months this year. 200 plus live streams. I ask that you guys will like the video if you guys haven't. If you're on a cell phone, you'll double tap your screen for me. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you live with us every time we go live. Trying to let you guys enjoy the view of the lake, man, out here in upstate New York. It's so gorgeous out here, man. I definitely recommend a visit to upstate New York. Guys, we got some important content to go over today. We're going to do it like we used to do it in the old school days. If you guys are familiar with Legal Words Live, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Ghostwriter here, man. We're talking about a very important subject, why President Trump must protect freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is something that is really important in our society today and right now. You know what I'm saying? We know of what happened to Charlie Kirk, and I was online, man, and I found something really profound. So if you guys be patient with me, we're going to have a really great discussion this morning. But before I get started, I ask that you guys will like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, in this stream, everyone is welcome. That's the whole point of Legal Wars Live. So I ask that you guys just be respectful to others. But I welcome you guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, to jump down in the comments this morning. Let your voice be heard. Like we're doing this stream like we used to, man. I'm going to be reading a whole lot of comments. I'm going to give you news stories, and I'm going to ask you guys a question, and I'm going to read a lot of comments. Good morning, you, Tom. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we're going to jump straight into the content. You guys know Big Ghost just called me facts and stats. It could be boring sometimes, and I'm not 100% accurate on everything, but the things that count, I am accurate on. You, Tom, good morning, good morning. The biggest thing for me is truth. I bring you guys the truth. No spin, and I'm a conservative. And I got a lot of love for President T, so check my heart. This isn't hate. I'm bringing the content to you from a place of truth, predicting and forecasting, sort of like economists do, but it's from a political standpoint. So I'm going to go over the freedom of speech in America today, AVM. Good morning, good morning. I'm in upstate New York. It's so beautiful out here, man. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are from New York, I do highly recommend you go upstate. It's beautiful. I'm out by the Finger Lakes. They call them the Finger Lakes because it's 4 fingers, 4 lakes. It looks like on a hand, man. And it's in upstate New York. It's 150 waterfalls, I think, within a 15 or 30-mile radius. It's unbelievably gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be here for 2 weeks. So this the area I chose. Then I'm going to New York City, man. So y'all make sure, if y'all have not subscribe to the channel, go ahead and double tap that screen for me. Like the video. Good morning, DM Dot. Okay, guys. So, guys, we talking about the freedom of speech today. Look, there are conspiracies. If you guys have not heard that Democrats are shouting that Charlie Kirk's killer was actually a conservative. Have you guys heard that? And that faction of the right despised Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Like the liberals did. I'll say that to say I don't buy into conspiracy stories. I need facts. And being all the things Charlie Kirk said against the left and minorities, I don't, and you don't, meaning we don't know the full and real reasons behind his murder. So we shouldn't speculate and just let the investigators do their jobs. What we do know is that Charlie Kirk was murdered senselessly while letting his voice be heard. So we will address the freedom of speech because this is the conversation that people want to talk about. So I'll give you guys a little news story, and then this stream will be basically me in the chat. A lot of talking to you guys, talking to the peoples, answering the questions about the freedom and the conversation about the freedom of speech. Speak the truth. Good morning. He said Jimmy Kimmel deserved to be fired. What do you guys think? Do you think Jimmy Kimmel deserved to be fired? I mean, that's what the question is about, guys. Freedom of speech. Where is the line? Okay, that's the whole thing. In America, we understand freedom of speech, but if you do not understand it, let me explain it for you. So if I say that Kodak Clark says we've seen the FBI and investigators can do, make sure you guys have double tapped the screen, okay? I'm trying to read all the comments. 1 year anniversary of Legal Wars Live. We doing it like we did in the old days. Y'all just please be respectful to each other and please keep the conversation about freedom of speech, okay? So look, this is my thing, okay? So the question is, hold up, who did I ask? Whose comments Jimmy Kimmel deserved to be fired? That's a part of the freedom of speech. So I'm not wondering. So here's the question, guys. Does Jimmy Kimmel deserve to be fired? Where is the line drawn? In my opinion, the line is drawn where there is damages. There is physical damages or legal damages or medical damages. That's what I'm saying. If Speak the Truth said, hey, ghostwriter, you A, B, and C. And if what he said causes me to have to go to the hospital, to have to suffer some kind of emotional distress or something of that nature, to me, that's when the speech becomes wrong. Even if it's not criminally or if it's not illegal, the police can't put handcuffs on you. If I could take you to jail for it, or if I take you to court for it, that's when it becomes wrong. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Listen, before we get into the news story, and I'm gonna tell you why I chose the source I did. If I said that I'm trying to see how I want to say it. If I said that President Kennedy, his assassination was committed by far left lunatics, say if I said that, and say that offended some people, I'm saying, should that be protected? Should I be allowed to say something ridiculous? Ravi says, the Trumpstein files. That's nice to know, guys. And I'll try to read all of you guys' comments, but the ones that I'm going to pin and going to discuss are going to be the ones that's related to the story where we're talking about freedom of speech. Wiegand says Trump calls on FCC to revoke licenses on networks publishing negative news on him. That is definitely related to freedom of speech. That is what all of the think tanks and the great political minds in America are saying right now is that freedom of speech is under attack. Do you guys believe that freedom of speech is under attack? That's the question. Do you guys believe that freedom of speech is under attack? Me personally, I don't know. I think it's a great question for us to ask. Where is the line in things that can be said? Like what someone said earlier with the Jimmy Kimmel thing. Is that going over the line? That's the question. Is Jimmy Kimmel saying that conservatives are the ones that killed Charlie Kirk going over the line? Denise says, stopping on lives to say good morning. Thank you, Denise. That was very sweet of you, sweetheart. I hope you stay in and good morning. Good morning. Winston says Trump is the savior of the free world. Okay, guys, let me get into the story. So the source is ABC 7 Chicago, and it was published on September the 17th. As you guys come in, I ask that y'all double tap the screen, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, you subscribe, hit the notification bells. Republicans, independents, and Democrats. That's the purpose of the live stream. Americans, come let your voice be heard, okay? So I think due to the politics of the city of Chicago, I think we can all fairly say that viewing the politics in the city, especially in the light of the recent feud between the mayor and Governor Pritzker and President Trump in the White House, it is definitely safe to say that there is bad blood. Safe to say that there is bad blood. So we will look at a news story from a media organization in the heart of Blue America and hear how the left feels about the issues of freedom of speech. It is ever so important to allow all of the voices, and the voices of dissent, in my opinion, are so important to be heard. Me as a debater, if you dissent with what I'm saying, I want to hear what you got to say because I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm not trying to silence you. I'm going to give you a microphone. If you are disagreeing with Ghostwriter in this stream right now, I'm going to give you a microphone and a platform like Charlie did to hear what you got to say. Because in my opinion, I'm going to prove you wrong because I could debate. I'm not trying to shut you up. I'm not trying to silence you. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm trying to give you a voice, man. That's what this is about. It's about a debate. You see what I'm saying? It's ever so important to allow the voices of dissent to be heard. Wise people listen. Wise people like me listen to my opponents, to see what they are saying. And if they are saying anything, I could learn something from. So let's jump straight into it, okay, guys? And for the 1 year anniversary of Legal Wars Live, we doing the stream like the old days. A little news, the rest, viewer's choice. Now let's get into it. Guys, once again, I ask if y'all haven't that you guys will double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys have hit the notification bell. Like the old days, Speak the Truth says over 4 years ago, Republicans was being canceled. So what comes around goes around. That's his voice. You know what I'm saying? You guys tell me how y'all feel about what Speak the Truth says. Rainey says that also you cannot use defamation and falsely say things about people. I say that too. I agree with that. And I think that's what Time Maker, what's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Make sure y'all have liked the video, man. Y'all double tap that screen if you on a cell phone. We need them likes, need that support. I agree with what Rainey says. To me, the line, it's about where the line is. Okay, if somebody is saying, I do not like black people, you know that is offensive to a large segment of the American population. But the First Amendment gives you the freedom of speech to say that. The question is where is the line? Where does the speech become hurtful or the speech becomes illegal? And that's what we're discussing. And what Rainey is saying is defamation. The court has to decide. What I'm saying, if Charlie Kirk said something about President Trump's wife, Michelle, that was harmful and that was offensive, but was it offensive to the point that it caused her damages? I think if it caused her damages, if it caused her emotional distress, if it caused her to lose a day of work, if it caused her something with her children, if it caused her something with her relationship with her husband, then I think, or if it caused her with her standing in the community, or how people looked at her, and if she could prove that, I think that's when it becomes illegal, or if it becomes, I don't want to label it hate speech, I would say speech that is offensive and not protected by law, wouldn't you say? That's when it becomes that. What I'm finna go over, guys, today, and before I do it, I'll get out the way. Upstate New York, Legal Wars Live on tour. The content, the political content, I'm trying to give y'all great news, great discussion, great analysis, 1 year anniversary. But as I do that, I celebrate the beauty of God's creation, of nature. It's a gorgeous, kind of chilly, but it's a beautiful day that God has made. So we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Out here in upstate New York, man. If you guys have not liked the video, please double tap the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Also, guys, if you guys want to donate to the channel, super chat, super stickers, super thanks, they start at 99 cents. Just hit the button below and the $ in it, and your donations are much appreciated. So it's very controversial what I got to say, but it's a question. And it wasn't a question posed by me. So you guys, I'm going to be very clear about this. This is Professor Jonathan Masur at the University of Chicago Law School. This story is reported to us by ABC News, Channel 7, on September the 17th in Chicago. Okay, let's get it. The assassination of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk, and the reaction to it has many debating freedom of speech, and that's what we're doing today, which is a right protected by the First Amendment. President Donald Trump and his allies have promised consequences for people speaking callously about Charlie's killing. ABC 7 Chicago spoke to a constitutional expert about people's freedom to express their thoughts. This is Professor Jonathan Masur at the University of Chicago Law School, guys. He says that something like Charlie Kirk deserves to die is certainly protected by the First Amendment, however odorous or objectionable it might be. So that's the question to you guys today. That's the question to you guys today. That is what this professor is saying, Jonathan Masur at the University of Chicago Law School. So basically what the young lady said today earlier about Jimmy Kimmel didn't deserve to be fired, that's what Professor Masur is saying, is that freedom of speech should be protected regardless of how obscene or hurtful or low down or dirty that it is. It should be protected. So he's saying that Charlie Kirk saying all the things that he said about black people, all the things that he said about women, all the things that he said about gay people and transgenders, You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to use the word hate speech. I'm just saying that Professor Jonathan Masur at the University of Chicago Law School, that's his voice. And I would say that it's a pretty loud voice, being that he's a professor at a law school, okay? Now, he's saying that Charlie Kirk deserves to die is protected by the First Amendment. The question to the stream is, what do y'all think? I think that's profound. And I think that's the debate. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole debate we having in America. Where is the line at? Where is the line at? Because I'm saying that professor is saying this. Before I tell y'all guys the analysis that I wrote down just off the top of the dome. Freestyle, okay? Let me give you the freestyle version. And I want y'all to talk about it below in the comments. And I'm going to get down in the comments before I tell you guys what I wrote down. So this professor is saying that he knows that Charlie Kirk has a wife. He has 2 daughters. He has a mama. He got a daddy. And he got brothers. He's 31 years old. Regardless of his political opinions. So this my question is, his little children, them 2 little babies, that 3-year-older and that 5-year-older, I'm saying that they didn't have those political opinions their daddy had. They hadn't even had a chance in life. So I'm saying that if you're saying it's okay to say that man, that he deserved that, and I'm saying you know that he got them children in this world, and his parents and his wife cannot protect them children from hearing all this stuff. You don't think them hearing, first of all, the way that them not having a father and their father dying like that, I'm saying you don't think that those are human beings. They got feelings. You don't think that you saying that about their daddy could call? You don't think people saying that about Martin Luther King dying like that, and all the jokes they tell about Martin Luther King hadn't caused mental and emotional stress on his children, on his wife? Come on, guys. If it causes damages, my point is, if it causes damages, that has to be speech, that has to be checked. Am I right or wrong? We can't have them babies growing up because, first of all, they daddy dying like that is so unfortunate. But I'm saying we going to have them growing up listening to people say that he deserved to die. To me, that is the most grotesque and disgusting. We cannot protect that kind of speech. That's my opinion. But if you guys feel like, now, Jimmy Kimmel, that's something a little different, because I'm saying, did he say he deserved to die? I don't think we should speak on the dead. That's just my opinion. Not like that. You can memorialize him. You see what I'm saying? You could pay him, give him homage or pay respects in our community. I'm talking the African-American communities. We do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I did that for Charlie Kirk and We the People the Six, and it's a beautiful video in Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm a conservative. He was a conservative voice. I believe to allow him to say whatever he wants to say. That's what I believe. If President Obama, if Michelle Obama would have stepped out and Michelle would have said that was offensive to her, or if one of President Obama's children would have filed a lawsuit, that would be totally different. That's my opinion, guys. So that's just where I feel about it. I want to see where you feel about it. I think it's about where the damages are caused. If there's damages that's caused, or if there's pain that's caused, I think that becomes offensive. But as a professor of law on the left, on the far left, he's saying that Charlie Kirk deserves to die is certainly protected by the First Amendment. What you guys think? Michael says, please stop yelling, sir. I think that's protected by the First Amendment. I'm full of passion, man. I'm full of passion. Let's see. Speak the Truth said Kirk was not a racist person. He was just speaking facts about the black community. So what Speak the Truth is saying is that Charlie Kirk, man, do we want to play some of the stuff Charlie Kirk said? Let's play some of the stuff that he said. So this is the truth about the black community. And I didn't choose to do this. Speak the Truth choose to do this, okay? So let's play some of the stuff that Charlie Kirk said. Since Speak the Truth said that he's just speaking the truth about the black community. You know what I'm saying? So I want to play some of the stuff he said about the black community. Y'all want to do that? Let's do that real quick. What's some of the stuff that Charlie Kirk said? Now, me personally, this ghostwriter, what I'm saying is I believe that his speech is protected. He said stuff about the black community that I, as a black man, found offensive. He didn't say nothing about Ghostwriter or Legal Wars Live that I'm aware of. And if he did, it's all forgiven. Rest in greatness, my brother. That's my spirit. That's my soul. But if Michelle Obama or if Sasha Obama is offended by something he said, that's something totally different. But Speak the Truth, as far as Legal Wars Live go, this morning said that Charlie Kirk comments on Martin Luther King. He said it's what Speak the Truth said. Listen, what your words, that's up to you. That's up to you, sir. That's your opinion. But you saying that what he's saying, Charlie Kirk saying about black people is true? That's what you're saying?
From moderate to
so let's see what some of the stuff Charlie Kirk said.
For Hyplus News, I'm John Hopper. It's been 5 days since the nation would see conservative commentator and online host Charlie Kirk be shot by the now identified 22-year-old.
Can y'all hear it? Let's hear what some of the stuff he said about black people, Kirk, since it was true.
Years old at the time of the shooting, wound up passing away moments later due to a single shot to the neck by Robinson's high-powered gun. Now, because of Kirk's strong views that were labeled controversial and divisive, the nation has responded.
What's some of his controversial and divisive views?
On one side, some feel that Kirk's past statements warranted him a response like the one he received on September 10th, while others have went on to praise Kirk for his stance on the future of America.
So he's saying some people felt like Kirk should have got killed.
To praise Kirk that they are now comparing him to the likes of Abraham Lincoln, JFK, Martin Luther King Jr., and Jesus Christ. Over on X, following his passing, a meme would begin to circulate of a generated picture of Kirk and the men previously mentioned with the words, all because of words.
I want to hear what he said about black people.
Because of the words they spoke and not their actions. Now, outside of the mentioned meme, many followers of Kirk would express how they viewed him specifically as their MLK Jr. and would go on to push this comparison.
He's the white people MLK Jr.
I could care less how much negative hate and feedback I catch for this, but Charlie Kirk to Christian conservatives was our MLK.
He's the white MLK. Spiritual. Y'all believe that? That's how y'all feel?
You leftists may have silenced his voice, but you will never silence his heart. Another would say, we need to have an official.
I want to hear what he said about black people that y'all saying is so true.
We need to honor.
That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear what people saying about him dying. Hold on a second. We about to get to it.
Ironically, while he was alive, it is on record was a mistake. And so,
hold up.
While he was alive, it is on record that before his shooting, Kirk was a strong opposer of MLK's legacy. In fact, he labeled MLK as an awful person.
He labeled MLK as an awful person. So Speak the Truth, you were saying that MLK was an awful person. Hold on, let's keep listening.
To reports, this stance was mainly driven by Kirk's viewpoint that the Civil Rights Act in the 60s was a mistake.
The Civil Rights in the 60s was a mistake. The Civil Rights Act in the 60s was a mistake. Now listen, I want to be clear to you guys. I'm an independent conservative, but I am a black man. You understand that? And We the People 6 was dedicated to Charlie Kirk. It comes out next Tuesday. Understand that. That being said, the Civil Rights Act of the 1960 was a mistake. You are divisive. That is divisive language. That is language of a racist. That's racist language. Why are we going backwards? Why are we going backwards? Unity, unify. There's no way in the world you could say that he's supposed to be going around saying that. Now, like I said, we're going to protect his right to say whatever he want to say. That's what the First Amendment say. We're going to protect his right as a black man, as a legal person, as an ACLU person, as a Dr. Martin Luther King person. Dr. Martin Luther King was a living legend, bruh. He was like the Moses of our generation. That's how we look at them. So if you guys, white supremacist side, look at Charlie Kirk as the Moses of your generation, I'm not hating on that at all. Let the man legacy live. But you can't tell me that the stuff he's saying against black people, against Michelle Obama, or any kind of negative or derogatory stuff that man was saying was right. I'm just saying we shouldn't go around being like them, saying that his life deserved to die, or he deserved to die. We shouldn't go around being like that. Listen, I'm going to have to cut you off. Sir, because I told you before we started this, I'm not going to get rid of you. I'm just going to time out him for 30 minutes. Not on Legal Wars Live, man. Be respectful. Please, y'all. I understand that these conversations are very emotional, but you have to learn to conduct yourself as an adult and be respectful to an opposing opinion. There is no way in the world you going to tell me that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 didn't help out so many people. It's helped me out tremendously. I've won so much money off of that. We're going to fight for the rights of the people, man. Those conservative judges are going to stand with us. I'm trying to tell you what I'm saying. That is divisive language. In my opinion, I would not preach that or teach that and associate that with the name, the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't associate that with the precious blood and the freedom of the soldiers who lost their lives for this great nation. To speak on divisiveness. Let's hear what else he said. He said Martin Luther King was a bad person.
Saw MLK Jr. as a reason for it getting passed.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. What inspired Kirk to shift his view on MLK? Why does Kirk think that MLK is a bad guy? Why does Kirk believe?
So you going around teaching conservative young people that Martin Luther King was a bad guy. That is the definition of division. You are going around teaching conservative youth that Martin Luther King is a bad guy. He's like the hero of the black people. Just like Charlie Kirk is the hero of the white people. I'm not going to go around teaching white children that Charlie was a bad guy. Even if I don't agree with him, I'm not going to teach their children he was a bad guy. That's divisive stuff. This is stuff you're supposed to be teaching when you were 5 years old. Our children, man, we failing our children. We're failing our society. We're failing our great nation, and we're failing our creator, man. Make sure you guys double tap the screen for your boy Ghostwriter, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Upstate New York, at the Finger Lakes. It's gorgeous out here, man. You know what I'm saying? We having a political discussion outside at the gorgeous lake, man. What you guys think, man? The question is, Jonathan, Missouri, University of Chicago Law School. says that something like saying Charlie Kirk deserved to die is protected by the First Amendment. This man said Martin Luther King was a bad person. What you do? What you think? John Bravo says also you shouldn't be talking about someone who you've never viewed or known or mentioned before. Once in your podcast, all because he died and now you know him. No, that is not true, sir. Sir, what is true is that I cover the news and I cover political news. So his death was big political news. That's all the political, that's the biggest story is freedom of speech right now. That's what the conversation is. So because of that, I could cover any hot topic in political news. He was a conservative voice. He spoke against black people. He was controversial. He said Martin Luther King was a bad person. But I did what I thought that I should have done as a black voice for the freedom of Americans and civil rights. I said that we should memorialize him as a leader of the great white America. To be quite frank with you, he was the leader of great white America. So memorialize him as your Martin Luther King, right? White supremacist. I'm not going to speak bad about the man. I'm going to help you memorialize him. Like you shouldn't be trying to tear down Martin Luther King because you a hater. That man accomplished great things. He changed this country. And you trying to go backwards? That's making America great again is going backwards? That's negative, sir. That's divisive stuff. That's hatred. Hatred will not win. That's point blank, period. What you guys saying down here? Andy says, look at a little further into Martin Luther King. Bro, what's a little further into Martin Luther King? Andy, what's a little further into Martin Luther King? I already know what you're talking about. You saying he was committing fornication with his wife? He was adultery? He was cheating on his wife? So I'm saying that's just like the personal attacks they have on President Trump. That's divisive stuff that they talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's story against President Trump is way worse than any story that you ever had on Martin Luther King, bro. That has nothing to do with the politics of the man, is what I'm saying, right or wrong. What it has to do with the politics of the man. The man is saying that you should treat a black person just like you should a white person. I'm saying this is stuff we settled in 1960. People died over this in the 60s. So I'm saying we relive in the Civil War, the civil rights of the 60s. We bring the 60s back. That's what you're doing. You bringing the 60s back. That's what he did with his language. Saying that about Dr. King, man. Do you understand Dr. King lost his life for that? He was a warrior, a patriot in the sight of many Americans, black and white, in sight of many human beings. He fought for the human rights of all humans. If he wins the human rights battle worldwide of black people, then he's doing that for all of humanity. Y'all have a divided mentality, bruh, about life, about the world, about everything. We should think of it as unified. We are humans. That's what unites us is humanity. You gonna learn that when Elon get his humanoids out there and that AI, y'all gonna see that stuff is not humans. We are humans. That's what unites us, humanity. It don't matter what color you are. It don't matter what party you are. None of that just divides us. What we don't get about that? So Charlie Kirk saying that about Dr. King to me was not healthy for America. And Professor John Masur, you saying that Charlie Kirk deserves to die is protected by the First Amendment, in my opinion, is not healthy for America. What are we not understanding? Not saying that the professor believes that Charlie Kirk deserves to die. So Professor Masur, that's not what I'm saying. But simply saying that, in my opinion, the language is disgusting, and I do not think that speech should be protected. However, because it's hateful and causes harm to other people. I'm saying my argument, Ghostwriter, my argument is Charlie Kirk saying those things about black women, Charlie Kirk saying those things about Martin Luther King is despicable. And if any of those women were harmed by his speech, they should have taken legal recourse and sued him. I'm saying Dr. King's estate could have taken legal recourse and probably still could have sued his estate. And the court, while he was alive, and he said that about Michelle Obama. Y'all, let's play this. I want to play this so y'all can hear this. Well, Charlie Kirk's comments on Michelle Obama. You got to understand what that person means to millions of America. Y'all get too caught up in the political aspect of this, and you forget the human aspect of this. So what he's saying about Michelle Obama, I just want to make my point. This is my analysis. Hold on.
I want to ask you, if Michelle Obama throw hands with Kamala Harris, who's going to win?
Michelle Obama in like 10 seconds.
Well,
Michelle Obama would manhandle Kamala Harris.
I think it's Harris.
That one was kind of cute. I want to hear this is what President Obama said, because he said, I want to play for you what he said that Charlie Kirk said about his wife. And he said this in Erie, Pennsylvania. You know your boy Big Ghostwriter was in Erie. Here's President Obama.
Not just around political violence, but there are a host of larger...
I'm going to play this for a second, not for too long.
...have to be concerned about. I think it is important for us in condemning. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't have a debate about the ideas that people who were victims of political violence were promoting. And so
now, at this point, I want to tell y'all something, okay? So President Obama, he's in Erie, Pennsylvania, okay? And he's speaking at a summit. So he started off, I didn't play that part. John Call, good morning, one of my channel moderators. I'm finna get back in the comments. I didn't play that part where President Obama said that he condemns all political violence. He didn't go out there and say nothing about the right, nothing about the left, none of that. He said, I'm going to condemn all political violence. That's what he said first. Now, he's saying that don't mean we can't have a conversation. What we doing this morning, a hotbed issue about freedom of speech and what's the line, what's going over the line. Because what I'm saying is, if you want to stop Charlie Kirk from talking about Martin Luther King, they going to stop you from saying negative stuff about President Trump. That's where that's going. If you want to stop Charlie Kirk from saying that Martin Luther King was a bad person, which in my opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my opinion, is despicable language. Just like I'm not going to say Charlie Kirk is a bad person, and I'm not going to let nobody get on here and say Charlie Kirk is a bad person where I see you saying that. I'm going to get that out of here. We don't want that language, man. I don't care how you feel about it. That's your personal opinion. Say it in a private place, in a private space, with a safe space with your people. I'm saying in the public, we don't need to be promoting and propagating hate, bottom line. And that's what President Obama is saying. I'm not going to blame the Republicans who committed more political violence, stats and facts, 6-1 to Democrats since 1975. I'm not going to blame Republicans. I'm not going to blame Democrats. I'm not going to blame the Hitler language and the fascist language. That needs to cut out too. But all I'm saying as a black man, if I stop Charlie from saying that Martin Luther King was a bad person, then they're going to stop you leftists, Democrats, my people, ACLU. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to call the representatives because they could kind of speak. They working, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the people. They're going to stop us from speaking too. What speech is protected and what speech is crossing the line? That's the question. President Obama speaking at a summit.
I think around this lately, that, and frankly, coming from the White House and some of the other positions of authority that suggest, even before we had determined who the perpetrator of this evil act was, that somehow we're going to identify an enemy. We're going to suggest that somehow that enemy was at fault, and we are then going to use that as a rationale for trying to silence discussion around who we are as a country and what direction we should go. And that's a mistake as well. And so, look, obviously I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I was generally aware of some of his ideas. I think those ideas were wrong.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize.
Guys, the question is that I have for y'all. I don't know if President Obama got to this point.
But that doesn't negate the fact that what happened was a tragedy and that I mourn for him and his family.
So what President Obama basically saying is that Charlie said negative stuff about Michelle Obama and about some other black women. Okay? Now, here's the question. The question is where do we call that speech saying that it's illegal and it cannot be said? Well, at which point? What I'm saying, Ghostwriter, what my argument is that if Michelle Obama, while he was alive, would have stepped forward and said, hey, that word's right there, that word's, they offensive, that word hurt me. Defamation of character. The way you stop control, listen, you keep everything the same. You don't go get no special police force to police words. What I'm saying, you keep things the same and you just do what President Trump is doing. You sue. He just lost a lawsuit. The judge dismissed the lawsuit he filed against ABC, but he was successful with other lawsuits as well. That's what you have to do. If the speech is harmful and it affects you, then sue him. I think any random black person could have sued Charlie over the stuff he was saying. Any random black person, a black person who has problems with me probably could have said, hey man, who had problems like I do, excuse me. A disabled person could have said, hey man, those words affected me, bro. If you got some hospital bills, I'm saying like, it ain't running no scam. If you run some scams, you're going to get thrown out the court. But I'm saying that's the way our recourse for this, guys, is the court. Our recourse isn't what branch of government is the executive branch? What branch of government is Congress? Those two branches, yeah, our recourse could be in Congress, but do we want Congress passing laws saying what we can and can't say? No. The recourse is the courts. Because the courts are going to determine, that's what their job is. The court's job is to interpret the law. Let the court interpret the law. I'm saying if Charlie Kirk is saying whatever he's saying, regardless, if any of those women he said that about were harmed by his speech, they should have taken legal recourse against him. Y'all follow me. Follow me while he's alive. He's living. Listen to this. I've seen this. This is what the court's going to do. This is why you let speech be free. Because you go to court. President Trump know this. He know the power. Listen what I'm finna happen. This is more beautiful than him being dead. This is more beautiful than watching them two little babies, bro, suffer. Watching his wife suffer. What I'm finna tell you is just more beautiful than that. Leave him alive. And while he alive, I'm going to take him to court. And I'm going to do what I call sting him. I'm going to sting him. I'm going to sue him. You know what the court going to do? When he go back out there and say about Martin Luther King, you know what he gonna say? The court can make him apologize. Oh no, big Ghost Rider. Not big Ghost Rider. Not big Ghost Rider. That's how I'm gonna get down with you, bruh. I'm gonna take you to court. I'm gonna take 2-3 million out your pocket, and I'm gonna get that judge to make you apologize. Hold up. Publicly. Sorry I'm screaming, y'all. That's the passion. Leave that boy alive. I'm finna take you to court, shut your mouth, and make you apologize publicly. Who wanna play with Ghost Rider? I'll show you, boy. Right now. You saying some disgusting, hurtful stuff, I'm not gonna kill you. Because we don't have the right judgment on the line of when you cross or when he cross or when she cross or they cross or this hurt my feelings and that hurt my feelings and that was too far, but that ain't far enough. We don't have the right line, man. I get loud, I be stupid, because it's like people don't understand stuff when you just talk to them normal. We not getting it. We have a system set up already, guys, to deal with these kind of problems. President Trump, he takes advantage of the system. You say something about him, he gonna sue you in a heartbeat. Win, lose, or draw. He gonna shut you up. He gonna take some money out your pocket and shut you up. That's how you deal with it. Don't kill him. When you killing them, you killing pretty much. That's why I said the conservatism died. You don't want to kill the other side of the debate. That's not the point of the system. That's not the reason. He'll still be alive. The kids will still have a father. Wife will still have a husband. I think leaving a man alive and suing him to silence him is the correct and legal way for us to go at speech that causes damages. See, there is no legal justification for speech that causes harm to others, not speech that hurts others' feelings. Some speech that hurts your feelings. I mean speech that will cause serious, long-term emotional damage to someone that is documented in a mental health bill of the victim. That kind of speech is not freedom of speech. So saying that's not protected by the First Amendment, okay? That's why the courts award damages for that kind of speech. That's why I'm saying let them decide. So saying that about Charlie Kirk's death, you should pay consequences, in my opinion. Because his widow could definitely have recourse to sue you for saying something like that. His widow probably could sue Jimmy Kimmel. How could she not? Her husband just died and you making jokes about him. I'm saying what crosses the line, what doesn't cross the line, what's protected by, none of that'll matter if his wife go to the emergency room and saying that she having something wrong with her because she heard some crazy stuff that some grown dude on TV. You ain't got no sense, man. Don't say no stupid stuff. Just don't say nothing stupid. Stop being stupid. I want to crack a joke. I'm going to crack a joke. Man, I don't know about that Martin Luther King stuff. Ha, 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 ha. I ain't even feel about that, but I ain't going to say nothing about the man dying, deserving to die, or nothing about his death, unless it's something positive. I'm not going to say nothing about that man's death unless it's something positive. That's common decency for human. We human. Were we humans? Are we humans, y'all? We need to get that kind of language. It should be rooted out of our society. To be fair, the stuff he was saying too should be rooted out of our, not the way you did it though, not that way. That's not the way you did it. That's the weak, cowardly way. I can't beat him in the debate. That's cool. What you saying is hurting me, boy. I'm finna I'm finna sue you, boy. I'm finna take that money out your pocket. That's how I get on their head. I'm leaving them alive. I ain't thinking about killing them. I ain't got to. I'm finna shut them up. That'll do a lot more for a man. That's a lot more demoralizing for a man, I would say. Wouldn't you guys say? I'm finna get down there in the comments and read your comments, guys. That's a lot more demoralizing for a man. You know what I'm saying? We got to teach our kids to respect the dead. I ask that you guys like the video. If you guys have not already, if you're on a cell phone, all you got to do is double tap your screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, guys, in this stream, as I'm finna get in these comments, I'm not going to read your negative stuff. And if it's too negative, I will put you in timeout. I just ask that you guys be respectful to others, to myself, please. We're grown-ups, hopefully. I welcome you guys to give your opinions, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. This is the 1-year anniversary of Legal Wars Live, guys. We started in that little room. Now we up here in the Empire State, New York, on this beautiful, chilly Sunday morning at the Finger Lakes. I'm in the comments. What we talking about? So let's see. Mamo Dak. Can I call you that, baby? Okay, she says no, he didn't deserve to die. He did, though. I do think it's ironic. He said that mass shooters are usually trans people right before he was shot. I think that was cray. Wow. I think it was real ironic that he said that. You know what I'm saying? Right before he got shot, he said mass shooters were, and then he got shot. What you guys think? Coincidences. There's a lot of situations like that, a lot of coincidental situations. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys think that the stuff he was saying was illegal? That he shouldn't have been saying what he was saying? But I'm saying, even if you guys think that, he didn't deserve to die like that. I told y'all the recourse. I Ghost try to give y'all solutions completely, and you know what I'm saying is the truth. Y'all know, listening to me, what I'm saying is the truth. If you take that man to court and you sue him and you take $2 million from him, the judge make him publicly apologize and shut up while he's alive, that's the best recourse to handle that situation. I don't think taking the man's life is the best recourse to handle that. That's what I think. You said, how were the Finger Lakes formed? That's a great question. Since we out here, I'll get out the way and I'll go ahead and find that for you and put that in the chat. Finger Lakes, New York, how were they formed? Probably volcanoes, I would say. How was the Finger Lakes formed? Let's see. Glacial activities. You guys are looking at them right now. The Finger Lakes were formed by glacial activity during the last ice age. It carved out U-shaped valleys in the region around 10,000 years. As the glaciers retreated, they left behind deposits of gravel that dammed streams, creating the lakes. Beautiful. It's like 4 or 5 of them up here in upstate New York, y'all. So gorgeous. Y'all see it for yourselves, man. I'm going to walk down there in a second, get out there on the lake. Right next door, man, they got all kind of yachts, man, water sports, water tubes, water, everything, baby. That's what we into, baby. Legal Wars Live, that's what I'm promoting. We giving y'all politics, and we on the road. Guys, y'all know we've been all over. Cleveland, Detroit, Nashville, all over the Appalachians, the Smoke Mountains, out in Michigan, Lake Erie. I was just in Portage, Michigan, man, and I was in the land of lakes. Portage is a city sitting on about 5 lakes, man. I am not lying to you. It's lakes everywhere. So we blessed and thankful, man. We talking freedom of speech, though, guys. Freedom of speech, y'all. No, it's not North Carolina. It's New York. Look, Jonathan, I think you might be able to. Martin Luther King's family can. You know Martin Luther King's son is still alive. So the question is, Jonathan said you don't think he could sue for Martin Luther King, his words on Martin Luther King. What if Martin Luther King's son had a mental episode because he listened to Charlie Kirk or somebody told him about it, that's defamation of character, bro. In a way, it is defamation. If you saying some harmful, listen, they could have sued him for defamation. That's a different angle. They could have said that his words is causing, with the youth, is causing Martin Luther King's estate to lose money, or they got to just show a loss. If they could show, if you can match a loss to those words, then that's how I'm gonna make them words stop and be illegal. And with the right legal team and a powerful lawyer, you can make him issue a public apology. You can make a man apologize for his words. That is way more humiliating to him than shooting him. When you just kill him, you look like a coward. You got him out. He out the way. He quiet. That hatred's gone. But I'm saying you could have did it a different way. I'm saying with the justice system, that's why I don't listen to conspiracies about the government having to do with it. The government can quiet that man. They'll take all your money. They'll put you under investigation. They'll create a law. They'll take your money. They'll leave you alive. You'll be somewhere out forgotten. In jail or something. The government, that's why I don't believe the conspiracies. The government has a million ways to silence you. It's what I'm saying. I'm saying I think that was a group of people who were just not wrapped right and not, you know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't promote that or whatever. You know, I've heard Democrats say that it was conservatives who did it. That's what Jimmy Kimmel said. I'm saying, do y'all think what Jimmy Kimmel said he should have been fired for what he said, saying that conservatives did that? I think that's like really stupid, and I wouldn't say it, but I don't know if that's words that could cause harm or damage. You see what I'm saying? I don't think those words saying that, you know, I don't think those words cause damage. But you talking about somebody like Michelle Obama on a level like that, people following you, they listening to you, and he's reaching you saying that about that man's wife. I'm saying if I was in the Obama family, that's the recourse ghostwriter would take. Because ghostwriter gonna walk around kind of like Big President T, just a lot broker version and just the African American version. I'm gonna walk around like Big President T. I'm going to speak my mind and I'll be suing people. They don't like me like they don't like President Trump, but the difference is I ain't on no suit and I ain't no president and I ain't going to run for no president. You hear me? I'm going to just give y'all the truth and sue people and fight for the justice of the rights of the people. We the people. Anybody I see fighting for the rights of the people, bro, I ride with them. Where my girl, Big Jasmine Crockett, that's my baby. Texas, 30th District. Where Texas at in the stream? Stand up one time for me, Texas. You see how Jasmine Crockett just did that for you? Where Dallas, Texas at? Stand up one time for me. Where Houston, Texas at? Stand up one time for me. Representative Jasmine Crockett, love you, baby. I'm up here in New York, baby. New York, New York. You feel what I'm saying? You talking about fighting for the rights of the people. I'm up here in New York. Where Brooklyn, New York at? You know what I'm saying? I know a little young lady. She was a waitress. She went to Congress, bro. She been fighting for the rights of the people for a very long time, man. AOC, man. What's up, NYC? You know what I'm saying? Any time you got somebody or a politician that I know that fights for the rights of the people, that's what it's about, man. We the people, man. Tissues for MAGA says these names that y'all be having, bro. It's just it makes my day more joyous. Y'all please double tap the screen, man. Get the algorithm up, man. We've been live for about 1 hour. It's still early, man. It's only 8 a.m. Eastern or somewhere around that time. Y'all please double tap that screen for me. If you're on a cell phone, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to donate, super chat, super stickers, super thanks. You just want to give anything, the button with the $ in it, your donations are much appreciated. What's up, Richard Stover? He says AOC, yes indeed. Brooklyn, New York, stand up, NYC. Tissues for MAGA says Kimmel was fired for telling the truth that Trump doesn't care about Kirk. Reporter asked about Kirk, and Trump talked about construction of ballroom instead of Kirk. Listen, I'm gonna say that look on the level of President Trump, I would say, sir, tissues for MAGA, that President Trump and Kimmel have had that beef predating the situation with Charlie Kirk. See what I'm saying? It's not like President Trump just heard a random person make a comment and then just shot at him. You see what I'm saying? But listen, that's the game. That's what I'm saying. That's the game. The way President Trump, listen, whether you like him or not is irrelevant. That's what y'all have to learn how to do. You got to separate your feelings from the truth. Separate your thoughts of what your mama told you from the facts. When you could do that, you could be deadly in conversations against people and debates. Listen, regardless of how you feel about President Trump as a person, what I'm saying, if you have beef with a person, an option instead of killing him when he is spewing hate, regardless of what you say, regardless if you think he the Martin Luther King of your party. You didn't hear Martin Luther King talking about white people. You heard Malcolm X talk about white people. You didn't hear Martin Luther King talking about white people. I heard Charlie Kirk say that Martin Luther King was a bad person. Which person Martin Luther King that was white said was a bad person? I didn't hear. That wasn't his message. I don't see how you could say he was a bad person. That's like saying Nelson Mandela was a bad person. I'm saying if the figure is controversial and you got some murders on him, what bodies you got on Martin Luther King besides females? The man was a whoremonger. But we ain't going to talk about what they saying about President Trump. We ain't going to talk about what they say about President Clinton. They say a lot of men are whoremongers. But I'm saying that has nothing to do with the politics of what they saying, right or wrong or indifferent, or if they preaching hate or unity. We know by their language and by your speech. Ghostwriter believes in suing you. That's unity. That judge is going to be an adult in the situation. If you saying this man is saying hateful stuff, I'm going to take it to a place where we can get an adult to speak. That judge in the court will be an adult. You pulling out a long-range weapon and shooting that man because the words he's saying, that's not adult-like. That's like child-like. That's not the way you handle that. You got to deal with that situation. I'm going to deal with him. I'm not trying to kill you, boy. I want you to shut up. I want to take the money from your pocket, and I want you to come out publicly and apologize for that stuff you saying. And hold up, Ghost ain't finished. Ghost got a good heart. I want that man to go home to his beautiful wife and them beautiful children at the end of the day. Because I don't hate him. He my brother. He just misguided in his mentality. You know how many misguided mentality people I see on a daily basis? They might not hate black people. They might not hate Jews. They might not hate President Trump personally. They might not hate whatever, but they misguided. It's the world full of misguided. I'm misguided on some things. So he just misguided on the way he feel about Martin Luther King or black people. That's how I feel about it. But I feel like the way you beat them is the way the government beats people all the time that they let live. All the time. They'll take your money. They'll put you in jail. They'll take your social media. They can silence you. The government got the power. They got the law. They know how to do it. I'm trying to tell us, or these groups, that y'all forming, that y'all really shouldn't be forming, but y'all forming all these groups trying to community coming together. They forming groups that's murdering people. But whatever. These groups that y'all forming, I'm telling you the way that you beat them, go get you some legal people. And I'm going to tell you how you could beat him in a better way. A better way. Because I'm saying you keep shooting at people. How long you think you're going to shoot at somebody and a bullet ain't going to come your way? Hold on a second. See, a lot of these men, you just go find somebody and they find some tough guy and pay him some money, but they don't have experiments in the tough guy world. You know what I'm saying? You can ask them Navy SEALs and them kind of people who really train and who really tough guys, and the tough guys bro, when you start shooting bullets at people, eventually bullets gonna come back your way. That's not how you be him. I'm not gonna shoot no bullet at you. I'm gonna put your name on a piece of paper and I'm gonna take you publicly in front of the whole nation. Gonna know that I got you in court for your words, boy. You finna get this spanking. Where my belt at? Come here, boy. Let me teach you some manners, boy. You know what I'm saying? That's how we did it in the old days. These days, these young people want to pull guns out. They want to disrespect the dead. They all flip mouth. They don't have no manners. That ain't how we trying to live, bro. We trying to take it back to the good old days, back in the 60s. I'm going to tell you what my mama used to do to me. She had a board. It was called the Rod of Correction. You hear me? We signed our names on it, me and my two sisters. And she took that Rod of Correction and she put some get right and some discipline in you. That's all you got to do. You can't put no discipline in. Hey, you take the man out to challenge him to a boxing match. Why ain't nobody don't y'all do celebrity boxing matches? He's saying something about a black man. Get a black man and challenge him to a boxing match and go and give him a 2-piece. But let the man go back home to his wife and his kids. That's what I'm saying. As you taking him out, they're gonna take you out eventually. That's how that works. That's the game, man. You got to understand there's rules to this, bro. You got to play by the rules. I'm going to beat them by the rules. I'm going to beat them with the rules. I'm going to use the rules to beat them. I'm a legal person. I know when the government coming, listen, if Pam Bondi come for you, I'm telling you how she going to get you. I'm telling you. I'm one of a kind. They're going to use the rules of the law. That's how they're going to pin you up. They'll take every dollar out your pocket and leave you alive. If you don't want them, if they don't want you to go home to your family, they're going to put you in a little dark black room over in the corner and they're going to get paid off you being in that room. Listen to me. The government's smart. They ain't got to kill you. The most despicable people in the world, they're going to hide you. You ain't going to go home to your family, but he going to be alive, though. You don't kill the man over some words, man. There's other ways you could deal with this. That's what I'm saying. When they try to assassinate President Trump, Ghostwriter was one of the first ones, supported VP Harris, but I told y'all that was ultra disgusting. You beat them in different ways. President Trump understand the game, guys. I'm going to read a couple more comments, then we're going to get back a little bit in the story, okay? Mayo Civil War, I don't understand that. Malachi says you couldn't sue a trans person. Why would you want to sue a trans person? That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's like, leave the people alone. Like, if that's how they believe or that's how they feel, that's on them. I'm not finna go mess with them. I feel how I feel. You understand that? I say that all the time. I feel like I don't see it nowhere in nature. I don't see a dog changing his sex from to a male to a female. That's what I do. I observe nature because I know humans are created just like the animals are. We all got like within your species, you got certain characteristics. All created animals have characteristics together. Like we all eat, we all procreate, we all, you know what I'm saying, got business to handle. That's for a dog, a giraffe, a human. It's all, and then humans all species got certain characteristics. That's what I'm saying. You got to understand some things in life whenever you making decisions, and you just got to have certain kind of wisdoms. You see what I'm saying? Regardless, the question of the entire stream, back to the same place, is about speech. You can sue a trans person if they say something. You think because somebody is a trans that they don't have hate in their heart? It's just usually not them who's putting the hate out, from my understanding. It's usually from my understanding. I'm not saying trans people don't hate, but I'm saying from my understanding, it's a lot of people that be hating on them and be getting on them. That's what I be seeing. So it's just like any culture that went through that. They just slashing out against it. I'm saying you can feel however you want to feel. Because I feel like I got the best understanding about somebody who changing their sex. To me, I feel like I got a better understanding than most people. And I feel like I could tell you how it's wrong in a trillion ways. It's against nature. It's not natural. But I'm saying, even though I feel like that, I'm not going to be going around spewing hate against let it be what it is. I'm saying, you want to pass a law against it, pass a law against it. Stop running your mouth. Stop covering up paint on the ground where a lot of them got killed. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Stop doing that. That's just hateful stuff. That's going too far. I could be a conservative and believe in Jesus and not be hateful. Jesus wasn't hateful. He just preached the truth, the way of life, the light. People gonna gravitate to the truth and the light, but you gonna mix some hate in it. I'm gonna be giving truth and light. I'm not gonna say Charlie Kirk ain't give truth and light, because he did give truth and light. I'm different than you, because I'm a black man, and I stand with the ACLU, and I stand with protecting the rights of all people, blacks and whites. You ain't gonna, I don't care what color your wife is or what. Listen, I'll tell you a story. I told this story before. I found out that this business, they allowed a woman to get sexually assaulted in the bathroom on an AM shift, and they knew about it and they didn't fire the manager. You think I said, oh, was she a Republican? Hold up, Ghost. If she was a Democrat now, you know I ain't finna get on that business head top. Hey, if she wasn't a black woman, you know what I'm saying? We in Texas, you know, I'm riding with my girl Jasmine Crockett. You know, so we only doing this for black people. I don't care what color she was. She was a female. I see the right and the wrong. I don't see no colors. I don't see no parties. But some of y'all ain't like that. Y'all ain't got what I got. That's why I'm a legal person. I see the right and the wrong in every situation. I see a female and I see a male, and he took advantage of her. In my opinion, that's disgusting. That's cowardly behavior. And he did that to somebody's wife, mother, daughter. He can't do it to mine. You gonna die. I'm gonna tell the police, the judge, and everybody. I got a straight, clean justice. It's real. It's rooted in truth. You know what I'm saying? That's clean justice, bro. You can't do that. That's crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this morning we talking about words, saying words that offend people. If I'm in the park and I'm going to say a word that's going to offend somebody's wife, it's like, what am I saying? How offensive is the word I'm saying? Because the words you saying that causes damages, it's not protected by the First Amendment. So I'm saying, if you grown, if you over 30 years old, why would you intentionally just go around being negative? If you know I'm going to campuses all over America and I'm going to start a campaign saying that Charlie Kirk is a bad person and white people are bad people. I know black people say this and think this, that America stole land and that America is bad and white people are bad and white people are out to get you. And I'm a black man. And this is a black man talking, so you know what I'm saying? I can't, you know what I'm saying? But like, cause there's truth to the struggle. Don't act like I'm not no black KKK Dave Chappelle show. You know, got the mask on and pull it off. I'm not that. It's truth to the struggle. But what I'm saying is, bro, I'm not gonna live in a world where it's divisive. You living in a world where you gonna constantly create. You a human. It's called coexist. You got to learn to coexist with people who are not like you, who don't think about like me. I'm trying to tell you how to deal with this. This is somebody who got anxiety and depression. I've been trained. You hear me? I've been well trained. It's just I'm a legal person. So this dude over there running his mouth, he's saying hateful, disgusting things. It didn't affect me. I'm going to just turn him off because that's what his lawyer's going to say. If you taking him in court, and you trying to sue him, where he's saying the stuff at? Oh, he publishing it. Now, if he publishing it, I'm telling you the law. I know the law. It's in my head. Defamation of character. We talking U.S. code and the state codes, they mimic federal code. If he's publishing it now, and if I was in Obama, I could say, hey, his words are hateful and it's causing my estate to lose money. You got to be able to show that in court. If you could show that those words is causing harm and that's what happened to Fox News against the million voting system. And you know what happened? I asked them how many millions, how many hundreds of millions, and they had to come out and say they sorry and shut up. The judge is the adult. He'll shut them up. If they wrong, the judge gonna get them right. I believe in them black robes. I believe in justice. I believe in the House of Justice. I believe in the people, the voice and the rights of the people. And in my opinion, in the government, it's through two ways. President Trump is the executive. To me, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's just aggressive at it. You got some executives like President Biden, he was passive. That's his leadership style. President Trump ain't been passive in nothing he ever done in his life. That ain't hating on him. That's his leadership style. So he's the executive. But I'm talking about the people's house. That's Congress. That's real representative. That's your voice. You could go directly to your congressperson, and your voice will and can be heard. And they do help people. If you didn't know, your congressperson is a federal official or a state official. I don't know what state you live in, but in some states that matters a lot. In Cali and New York, a state representative matters. They could do a lot to help you. Your federal representative he was a federal officer. You might not know that. They federal officers. That's straight U.S. government. They can help you. They do help me. I'm a witness example. Tens of thousands. You add it up within 5 years, over 100,000. They'll help you. Call them directly. Let your voice be heard. You got to participate in your government. And if somebody's saying some negative words to you that's causing mental or emotional distress, you don't pick up a long rifle. Because you keep picking up long rifles, the bullets don't stop. When the bullets stop? In the 60s, when the bullets stop? Because that's all you're doing. You killed a man who basically brought up, he digging up Martin Luther King. That's how I'm thinking about it now. It's a common sense revolution. We ain't talking about how you feel. We talking about what you preaching and teaching to America's youth, the future of America. That's what we talking about. You preaching that I'm gonna dig up a man that's been dead for how long, that got assassinated like he did. That's so ironic. But I'm saying you teaching, what you teaching is you digging up this man and you bringing up a dead, he a hero to these other people, and you saying that he ain't nothing. Bro, that's so inflammatory. I'm saying, but even someone like that, I wouldn't kill him. That's not how I do it. To me, that looks cowardly. You took him out the game. Okay, whatever you trying to get across or bring forward or change, that's the easy way to do it, I guess. But I'm saying you doing it like that, you really didn't kill that flame. You just made it worse. Them skinheads mad. Real talk. They hot. They 38. And then you just keep stirring it. That's not how I do it. I agree with President Obama. I wouldn't do it like that. The way ghostwriter, you say them words about ghostwriter, you publish some words like that about ghostwriter, I thank you. I promise you. Because I know how to teach you a lesson. And I know I could go somewhere, and I don't care how them people feel where I go, I know they got to follow some rules. I'm about the rules. The rules will set you free. I promise you them rules is going to set you free. We playing a football game. Freedom of speech, that's our conversation. I ain't went nowhere. We playing a football game. You got the Giants and the Bills. Since I'm in New York, we gonna use the Giants and the Bills, okay? And y'all playing the game and y'all ain't got no referees out there. So he's saying something, he committing a penalty. Regardless if you on the right or the left, the stuff he's saying is causing controversy. People mad about this. So it's got to be some kind of penalty. But you ain't got no breath to give out the right or the wrong, or y'all just trying to figure this out. And we going to President Trump, and they just feel like because of what he been through, he done had the experience too of the no referee situation. So he got right. President Trump, he got smart. And he started going to the refs. The refs will protect you. I know stuff you don't know behind the scenes. He went to the refs. He told the refs the Democrats cheated. He lost all them cases, all 60 of them cases. But what I'm saying is them 60 times suing, somewhere along the line, they probably showed some irregularities to that court, and that court saw something. And because of that, they guaranteed the next time he ran, it's going to be on the merits. The court guaranteed that. I'm going to tell you who is the supreme power in the land. You don't know your government. I'm going to tell you, listen, in foreign issues, President Trump, you could keep on suing him if you want to. In any foreign issues, he going to beat you. And if you had liberals on that Supreme Court, he should still beat you, because I know what the law and the Constitution say on foreign issues. But on domestic issues, Republicans could think what y'all want to. President Trump ain't no supreme voice in this land. It's going to be a judge. It's going to be a black robe. Y'all just don't know how to play the game, and you don't know the rules of the game. And don't get mad at me, because I do. A dispute between any two Americans, are you an American citizen? If you are, a dispute between any two Americans, they got a house of justice for y'all to handle that dispute. It don't matter who you are. They got a house of justice, and Ghostwriter know the rules in that house. He know the language in that house. He know how they get down in that house. Just like how I used to be on the streets, you had to be quick with your eyes, boy, or you'll lose your life. You'll end up in prison. You see what I'm saying? That's just the rules. You got to know the rules and follow the rules. And in that house, they got rules and I know the rules. So I'm saying, like, if y'all got any problems with this freedom of speech, let the courts decide. I don't care if you listen to me anyway. In the end, you know who gonna decide? Who decided abortion in America? It wasn't no politician. That politician got 4 years or 2 years and they could be out of there. How long that Supreme Court, how long Justice Roberts got on that bench? I'm going to let you think about that for a second. I'm going to come back, let you enjoy the scenery and catch up with me. How long Justice Roberts got on that bench? Think about it. Hold up, before you think about that, I'm going to ask you something. Who your most powerful senator, Congress, power president, whoever? Okay? Because I'm saying, like, how long that congressperson, representative, president got on the bench, and what can I'm saying, do they have another election? Because I'm saying, like, a senator got 6 years. I know a senator, you could say they got 6 years. Let's take Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, I ain't picking on you, my boy. But what I'm saying, you take Ted Cruz, he got 6 years, and he win in 6 years. They been talking about that. He been 30 years. And you think that senator ain't powerful. It's only 50 of them. Y'all don't understand the game. I understand the game. I understand government. It's only 50 of them. They know world leaders. They got their numbers on speed dial, them senators do. You talking about Lindsey Graham, that's a powerful man. You just don't know. Y'all don't understand that. Lindsey Graham can make phone calls and make things happen. I know things that y'all don't know. But that justice, that Supreme Court justice, though, can you vote them off the bench? What if you don't like your Supreme Court justice? You know what I'm saying? When they gonna leave the bench? When? President Trump ain't putting on no robe and you going before President Trump and he deciding whether you gotta pay $700 million or not. He decide. Or a panel of them decide. One man, $700 million. That's a lot of money, boy. He could change your life One man in a black robe. I'm telling you where the power at in America. You would never stand before President Trump with no situations like this. You personally. That's where that power at is in the courthouse. Y'all forget about the third branch. They think that third branch is just for putting handcuffs on people and bad and telling people, nah, the third branch settles all disputes in America, even the ones y'all don't know about, that I know about. Governor Abbott had a problem with President Biden. Big problems. I ain't got to feel like I'm hating on either side. This public news. Y'all wasn't in Texas. Y'all don't know I was in Houston. That's why VP Harris came down to Houston right before the election. That's why the Republicans having a convention in Houston in the next 4 years. They're probably going to do one too for the midterms. It ain't going to be in Houston. I'm talking about the presidential. Before the redistricting, Texas was, you see what I'm saying? Where I'm wrong at? How y'all feel different? He said, so Heavy Duty says it's not censorship because you could go and make a Charlie video right now. Nobody's going to come and arrest you, but that's different. Listen, that's different when you speaking to millions. It takes on a whole different level. If you take some random dude and he get on YouTube, he could have 300, he could have 5 million views. And he said, hey, Martin Luther King was a bad person. Really, all black people, they bad people, and they really, whatever he's saying, divisiveness. Okay? Like, you talking about forming and moving governments and stuff. Charlie Kirk picked the cabinet. Hold up. Listen to Ghost Rider. Shout out Marco Rubio. You feel me? The secretary, the Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem, her beautiful self. Shout out Kristi Noem. Y'all can hate on Kristi Noem all y'all want to. Kristi Noem was a governor of a state. I don't care if Charlie Kirk said this or not. These are facts. She was a governor of a state. She well qualified for it. How's she not qualified to run I don't care if they got 35, 100,000, 200,000 employees. She was the governor of the state. She know how to run a government, bro. A whole state, yeah. She qualified. Who else? I'm going to say shout out to all of them, but I'm saying he helped pick the cabinet that they got. So it's not just a man saying Martin Luther King is a bad person. He teaching conservatism. So you teaching these young people. I'm saying, listen to me, y'all. If I feel like there's situations I get in my personal battles where I say ugly words and they misunderstand me or don't represent me. But one of my best friends, my brother, he from Mississippi. He probably in this stream and he a white boy. Best friends. I feel like as a human being, he's realer or as real as any other human being. He got the right balance. That's just how I feel. He probably like me, kind of like Lil Street. He into business guy. You know, that's my brother. I ain't racist at all, bro. Not a little bit. But I'm saying if you saying something or that's offending or that, how I feel personally is different than teaching this woman's child. I'm teaching her child that black people are bad. I'm teaching somebody else's child that white people are bad. That's different than if I feel that, or if I say that at a fishing trip. You want to fire a football coach. I don't want to call his name. He used to coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Y'all already know who I'm talking about. They name a football game after. You want to fire a football coach for saying one negative bad word, and we all know we say one negative bad word. Oh, he said the N-word. I done said the N-word. I'll probably say it the next 5 minutes. I ain't going to say it on stream, though. I done said other derogatory. I ain't going to say it on stream. I'm not going to teach people's kids to say it. That's the difference. There is a difference. If you're teaching that to people's children, you got a greater responsibility for them words when you teach it. If I'm coming on the stream and I'm teaching hate, no, it's about unity. That's what it's about. It's not about separation. I'll go sue you and battle you and fight you to get unity. It's about unity. You need to get taught this lesson. You need a spanking. I can't spank you. I know this dude in the black robe. He could get you right. I know a place in America where all men can go and get justice. If you can't get it, you try again. And if you don't get it that time, you try again. It's about you and your strength. You got the opportunity in the United States. You don't take no long gun and shoot somebody who disagree with how you feel. That's not how you do it. You celebrate their difference. And that's what President Obama said, man. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, guys. In the wake of Charlie deaths, social media was lit up with opinions on both sides of the aisle. Some people have lost their jobs over the post, and as far as ghostwriter, I think you should. That's me personally, though. Me personally. My personal opinion don't matter. That's my personal opinion. I mean, that man got children, babies, and a wife, and she hurt. Like, what if that was your husband or wife that happened to? Stop for just a second. It's not Charlie Kirk who died on September the 10th, okay? Say that's somebody I like. I don't want to call no names. Say that's somebody I love that happened to. That's how you got to think. It's called empathy, bruh. You got to understand what they going through and how they feel, and you got to adjust your actions accordingly. That's how I don't really do too much stupid, because I will understand, what if this person did this to me? How would I feel? So I will act differently. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, because I know this man has a father, a mother, some sisters, some brothers, some cousins, some aunties, they all here, they listen to social media. I'm saying he got friends, he got people close to him. He used to tour America, man. He know a lot of people. It's a lot of people who he influenced and affected their life. That's what I'm saying. You got to have the wisdom. This ain't just some dude on the side of the road. You got to understand what he was. He the white supremacist Martin Luther King. I'm saying you don't lift him up, in my opinion, because what he was saying, in my opinion, I disagree with it. But what I'm saying is, though, you do have to protect his right to say what he wants to. In my opinion, as a black man that supports, bro, you know how many, I done filed lawsuits in the name of blackness. What have you support black people and the black causes, Black Lives Matter. How many lawsuits you filed to help another black person or in the support of black people? How many black businesses you helped supported? How many homeless black people have you fed in black communities? Because I've done all of that. But as a black man who will walk lockstep with the ACLU, just like President Obama, and he said stuff personally about President Obama's wife. At that summit, President Obama says we have to condemn all acts of violence. That's what We the People 6 is about, condemning all acts of violence. It's not about celebrating the awful stuff that he said. We all know he said awful stuff. Even some of the people who liked him. I did an interview with a guy he influenced. He cool as I don't know what with black people. He know he said some stuff ain't cool. Everybody wasn't agreeing. Everybody who follow him wasn't agreeing what he's saying. Like everybody who follow you don't agree with what you saying. Your own mama don't agree with everything you saying. Your wife don't agree with. You gotta realize this stuff when you talking. It's like people, it's like you gotta grab down on this. You gotta have the right understanding and foundation when this information coming into your mind so you could put out the right stuff. That's what I'm saying, guys. The anger made its way up to Buffalo Grove, Illinois. This is the effects that his life or his death is having in America. A school board meeting Tuesday night where some parents are demanding a teacher be fired for her social media comments comparing Kirk's followers to uniformed men at rallies in 1930s. That's just ridiculous. It's too much. But see, now people losing their jobs. Look at the controversy. Look at the chaos. Look at the chaos you caused by this man dying. You could lose behind this. Look at the chaos. You could lose behind this. You got to understand that by his death, you could lose behind you shoot him like that. That's how you did it. I ain't even read the rest of it. We going to get the rest of you causing chaos in these school board, these kids' lives. That ain't just affect his kids and his children. These are real human beings in these children's lives. That's the way you want to do it. You want to get a shotgun and look at all the pain. The pain is still happening. Yes, he said negative things about Dr. Martin Luther King. So all my black people in this stream don't think I'm supporting the white supremacists. I just got a higher level of intelligence and understanding. Because when you try to stop them from talking, they're going to stop you from talking. And ain't nobody going to be able to talk but whoever they say can talk. You let the man have his voice without killing him. That's their way of doing it, and the pain will continue for months and years. I'm be surprised if ain't nobody else lose their life behind this. I will be shocked. That's your way of handling it. Let me get out the way. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. The sun coming out. Beautiful day at the Finger Lakes. Upstate New York. Y'all keep the conversation going below. Just be respectful, please. That's their way of handling it, to kill them. Let me tell you how Ghost Rider would have done it. So say I'm in a far left group that President Trump say is far left. But he called their name, so I ain't picking on nobody. I'm going to say the name he say, Antifa. So say I'm in Antifa, okay, or God, and they come to me and they say, hey, man, we got to get this dude out the way because of A, B, or C. This hypothetical stuff. No conspiracy theories, hypothetical stuff. Ghost Rider's way of doing this, listen, y'all. If we kill him, you're going to make him a martyr. People don't understand that. You killed a man physically when you, listen, you guys, I don't want to be a preacher. I don't want to preach nothing. You got to understand what a spirit is. You got to understand the spirit of a thing. I'm going to take you to a higher level of truth and understanding, bruh. This ain't no conspiracy theory. Y'all make fun of God if y'all want to. That's where the wisdom of the world is. In a book that's 6,000 years old that's still on the bestseller. Common Sense Revolution. What other book 6,000 years old still a bestseller? Bro, a book that's 4,000 years old. You ain't even named one besides the Bible. You don't know a book that's 60 years old. They trying to get rid of all the books right now. Bro, the spirit of a man, you put that man in the ground. Did you kill that spirit? Can you kill that spirit? Y'all don't understand things that ain't seen, spiritual things, that spirit. Charlie Kirk, bro, that spirit, what he was preaching. They killed Martin Luther King. They couldn't kill that spirit. They couldn't kill them words. They still paying them words. They still paying reverences. You go all across America, there's streets with that man's name all across America. You could kill the man, but you can't kill the spirit. You might take that spirit and you might take the spirit and you might make the spirit be bigger than life. That's not how you do it. You got to do it ghostwriter. This is what I'm telling Antifa. That's not how we do it. This how we going to do it. We going to get us a black man, and we going to get us to go debate Charlie at one of his rallies, okay? And we going to sucker him into saying some derogatory stuff. And after he say that derogatory stuff, that black man, they running the scheme now. They running the scheme, but tell me ghostwriters ain't better. That black man, he gonna go get some bills on him. So when he got some bills, he take it to a civil rights lawyer. Now we got us a case on you. We got you in court now, boy. And you gonna go before any judge in America, and now he gonna be the grown-up, and now we gonna have a real live person with some power who gonna determine if Charlie Kirk and his words got him in court now. You know what the court gonna do to him, just like Fox News did. They could do just like Fox News did him. They could tell him to shut up. The judge would tell him to shut up. He might be talking that conservatism, but he ain't gonna be out there talking nothing about no black people no more. That's how you get him. You get him with the rules. You get him with the law. You get on the phone and you call Jasmine and you ask Jasmine, y'all try to organize something. That's how I would have told him to get him. I would have got him in court. Imagine how humiliating it is if you took $2 million from him or $10 million, I don't know his net worth, and you made him apologize. That's, to me, that's, y'all listen to me. What's the right thing? If, say, right, wrong, or indifferent, if you black, if you white, if you left or right, okay? What I'm saying is, if he was saying stuff about Martin Luther King and it was wrong or if it was harmful, the way to make him stop is to make him apologize and not say that no more, right? Do we say we take him all the way out the way, or do we make him apologize for what he's saying, correct his actions, and not say that stuff no more? Don't say that no more, Charlie. You wrong about that. Did we even make an attempt to correct him on what he was wrong about? I'm saying, if you correct him on what he's wrong about, isn't that the right way to do that? I thought that's the right way to do it. Y'all tell me where I'm wrong at. Please, y'all, double tap that screen. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. I'm not a Nazi. A Republican is not a Nazi. A speaker at a school board in Illinois saying Charlie Kirk was not a Nazi. This the pain that the murder causes. Administrators and teachers. This is in Illinois. He died in Utah. They having this fight in Illinois. It's inflammatory. We need unity. Administrators, and teachers do have the right to have a political opinion outside of their teaching hours, another speaker said. The temperature of the political debate reached a new level this week when U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi addressed hate speech in America. We will absolutely target you, go after you if you targeting anyone with hate speech, anything that's across the aisle, Bondi said. How do you feel about that? I did a story on Representative Crockett yesterday or the other day where she's talking about policing words and preventing violence. Well, Attorney General Bondi, to be fair, both sides of the aisle, you know what I'm saying, both opinions. Attorney General Bondi saying that, like, if you targeting someone with speech, what's hate speech, y'all? Let's look it up. I heard someone say that, listen, so I heard a pundit. This pundit, he said, oh, well, you hear, it's surprising to hear the Attorney General talk about hate speech Cause there ain't no laws about hate speech. I have to disagree with him. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Listen, I know there's laws that's called compassion laws. There is no actual compassion laws that I'm aware of. That's a law of compassion. You must make someone be compassionate. Nah, hate. That when somebody say hate speech, they're talking about inflammatory speech. Like, in my opinion, the hate speech, that's like a Democratic word. That's the words that the Civil Rights Act was wrote for. It's negative words like the N-word, calling somebody the N-word, or calling somebody a derogatory word, calling somebody a sexual slur. That's what she means by hate speech. You know what I'm saying? That's from my understanding. She wasn't talking about like to me, that people took that as her defending. Like, that wasn't defending. That's what we know hate speech to be, is any language that's derogatory towards another, man, a human being. Man, that's what this is about, bruh. Am I right or wrong? Y'all tell me where I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? So what we looking for, y'all? We looking for hate speech, right? Let's see if we connected yet. Y'all give me just a second. Let's see. We're gonna look up hate speech right quick. I don't know why. I probably need to refresh. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. Make sure if y'all have liked the video, it don't look like we connected right there. So I'm going to try to look it up for you right here for you real quick, guys. Hate speech. I want a definition. Let's see if I could get some kind of legal definition of hate speech. We're looking for hate speech. Hate speech definition. Abusive or threatening speech or writing that expresses prejudice on the basis of ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or similar grounds. So people giving Attorney General Bondi backlash over that, I don't understand that. Like, to me, if a Democrat, if Merrick Garland would have said that, they wouldn't have hated on that. All she's saying is if you hate speech, really, to me, that's speaking against Charlie Kirk. To me, that's what she was saying. She was just saying the temperature of the political debate. She letting y'all know. Y'all need to tamp it down. If you going targeting people that you're addressing hate speech, if it's abusive language, what's wrong with that? You see how I don't agree with everybody else? I'm trying to figure out what the Democrats attacking Pam Bondi for saying that, when that's just a message y'all been saying the whole time. That's a message that's against Charlie Kirk. What we know hate speech to be, it's about prejudice towards somebody, being a transgender or being a black person or something like that. All Pam Bondi is saying is, if you going after people with hate speech, I'm going to come get you. What's wrong with that? Hey, G. Bondi, I think y'all doing, a lot of y'all doing a fantastic job. I don't care what people saying. Well, how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Listen, with the way Cash Patel, his job, what he's doing is policing. That's a little more complicated and difficult. Pam Bondi was the Attorney General of Florida, bro. You can't act like she not qualified. She know how to be. She an attorney. She know how to do that job. Listen, what Cash is doing a little more complicated. You got Tom Homan, Cash. Tom Homan, I will have he'll be so tired of me calling him. I'll be calling Tom Homan all kind of times. But there's so many people around them that knows the law so well, that have so much a wealth of experience for them to be able to do that job. They just got to get advice. Pam Bondi, though, she could do it really without the advice, but she an attorney. She know what she talking about. We need to tamp down the political violence and conversation and climate in America, okay? I ask that you guys like the video. You guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys have hit that notification bell. Also, guys, everyone's welcome in the stream. I see y'all down there below. Republicans, independents, and Democrats alike, guys. Y'all keep the conversation rolling. Guys, if you guys want to donate to the channel, you want your conversation read, or you want to start a conversation of your own, just hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. John Call says, Richard, attacking me when you're clueless. Well, is just funny. I'm not sure what y'all were talking about. Wiggins, he's talking to Zachary, no argument. Mackie said the whole group is a bunch of yes and men and women. And I think, Mackie, that's the whole problem. I couldn't say the whole group. I'm not sure about that. I would say, how could you work for President Trump if it didn't appear like you were a yes man or a yes woman? You see what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't even hire you if you didn't come across like that. So I'm saying it appearing like that, I think that's fine. But I know I've seen or heard of certain situations where you would be surprised where President Trump has gave a directive and they have actually, you know what I'm saying, led in a direction that they felt was right. You know what I'm saying? But publicly, I don't think any of them will get out there publicly smear President Trump. That's just how he runs or conducts his business. But saying that all of them are yes men, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, I'm saying, people probably heard me say that on one of my videos. I'm not hating on that because you do have yes men around them. But I'm saying it's just whether or not if a situation happened and you let your voice be heard, you just got to speak your voice. You got to speak what you believe is true and what you believe is not true. And you got to stand 10 toes on your beliefs. Not your opinions, on your beliefs, regardless of the consequences. That's what being real is. I define real for you. I hold definition for it. You know what I'm saying? Dragon says, if Trump was going against free speech, then I wonder why everybody that says things against him is censored. I don't know if he's against it or not. What I'm saying is the way he deals with it is the way I would deal with it too in a lot of situations. I think that's the right thing to do to deal with it. If you feel like someone is saying words against you that offensive, you don't go grab a gun, you take them to court and you sue them. So we've heard him say for 3,000 centuries that he feel like the liberal media or them are against him, so he's suing them. Is he trying to censor their speech? Maybe so. Is it an overall conspiracy to try to do A, B, or C? Maybe so. I don't know. I can't speak for that. But I know as a man, and I know you as a woman, if somebody says something against you that's hurtful or cause harm, that you shouldn't pick up a weapon, that you should go file a lawsuit. That's the way we deal with disputes in America legally. Guys, let me hurry up with this content, and then I'll close out, guys, in the car. To continue the content, I'm gonna get back down in the comments. I'm sorry. However, constitutional experts say no matter how hateful speech is, the First Amendment prevents the government from prosecuting someone who engages in hate speech. The First Amendment prevents the government from doing that, but I'm saying no one can prevent you as a private American citizen from filing a lawsuit because someone says something hateful against you. That's how you fight it. A lot of these times, we the people individually and in our local communities have to make the changes there in order to get the changes nationally. We think the president is a musician. He can't, listen, he could go to a lot. Look at what he doing, talking about going to Chicago. They repelling him. They fighting him. That's what I'm saying. You can't, how he gonna go in there and make changes in Chicago and they not even trying to listen or talk to him? A lot of these changes, I'm talking about us as the people, that we, the people, want changes. A lot of these times, I've got 100+ cities, okay? In Portage, Michigan, they got all the changes that they need in Portage, Michigan. So the problems that they have in other places in America, they're not having in Portage, Michigan, because they fixed their community. They know how to deal with African Americans. They know how to deal with people with disabilities. They know how to deal with the people with the differences of opinions between whites and blacks. In Dearborn, Michigan, they got a community of Muslims that's large as any community of Muslims in Israel, if not larger, and they get along with Christians and Jews. They know how to deal with that. These people have, in Michigan, the government, they have centuries and decades of dealing with that. You understand when 9/11 happened, the largest Muslim community in America, they have large fractions in New York, of course, and they do in Michigan too. So Homeland Security had to learn. You got to learn. These are complicated situations, but you have to learn to deal with these situations. How we deal with them is not with the gun. We deal with the situation with court. Something like Charlie Kirk deserves to die is certainly protected by the First Amendment. Is what the professor said. We discussed that. In my opinion, that speech is not protected. Because what I'm saying is that speech can be harmful. You see what I'm saying, guys? That speech can cause harm. There's no way you could say to a child, say that child gets 12 years old. Okay, they're not a baby no more. So they come to the age of understanding. And at 12 years old, their mama might have protected them from seeing how their father died. But you in school and say, you just imagine when you was a child and what you went through at school, or what you seen other children go through. You see what I'm saying? So you already know with that child some of the situations that's going to go through. And then you hear somebody just get on TV, if we don't stamp out these negative words, and they around the 12-year-old talking about how your daddy deserved to die and stuff. No, bro, that stuff is hurtful. We can't say those kind of words, y'all. You can't say words that hurt people. I don't know how you police them. You can't get a police force to police the words. But what I'm saying as American citizens, what we have to do is we got to take people to court. Y'all got the ACLU, man. We got the ACLU. They powerful. How many lawsuits has the ACLU filed? How many times the ACLU would take the most powerful organizations in the world to court? They do on a regular basis. You got the ACLU, you got to use the attorneys, man. Take them to court, get money from them, and silence them. That's just how you got to do it. That's the way to handle that, y'all. Finger Lakes, upstate New York, okay? Anytime I get in a situation, man, and I say this all the time as I end this, you know what I'm saying, that's bigger than me. Sometimes I get in situations where people might be talking about you or doing this or doing that, and you can't control it. It's bigger than you. The way how I get on it, man, I believe in God. I get on my knees and I pray to God, man. You know what I'm saying? Every day I give thanks. Every day I say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. You know what I'm saying, guys? Every single day. That's how I live my life, man. It's gorgeous out there, bro. Ain't it so gorgeous, man? It's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful lake, man. Just lay back, chill, man. You know what I'm saying? Relax out here, man. The Finger Lakes. Y'all know it's September, so it's getting kind of chilly up north. I know it's still 90 degrees down there in Texas and Mississippi, but it's getting chilly out here, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know in the summer, man, y'all go to New York. I know when y'all come to New York, y'all vacation, y'all gonna go straight to New York City, stay for a week and go home. You ain't getting no kind of feel, no kind of nothing about New York. Bro, I went to Jamestown. I stayed out there for about 3-4 days, got the feel, bro, pushed to the center of the state, up here by the Finger Lakes, bro, 150 waterfalls in about a 15-mile area. It's so gorgeous. Elevation. They got mountains, trees changing colors, lakes, everything lost out here, man. So about the 4th. The 4th, I'm like you, I'm going to go to New York City too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like you. I go to Chicago too. I went to Chicago too, but you didn't go to Southern Illinois. That's if you want to know what Illinois is, then you got to go to Southern Illinois, and you got to ride where Superman was from, and you got to ride. That's Illinois. Chicago is just a spot. New York is just a spot. You're not seeing the state if you go to New York. America, the majority, look, the most of the people live in the cities, but the majority of life, in my opinion, is lived in the rural areas. That's the majority of the space. Look at Chicago. There's more people. I use that because that's a perfect example. There's more people in Chicago than the entire state of Illinois, but Chicago is just a spot on the map. The life is lived in the rural areas. So y'all got to take vacations in areas too if you want to get a real feel of America. Just going to a city, man, that's cool. But every state I go to, look, I touched Pennsylvania. Okay, I'm going to go back to Pennsylvania next month, and I'm going to spend some time in Pennsylvania. But when I touched Pennsylvania, I touched Erie. I didn't touch Philadelphia. I didn't touch Pittsburgh. I'm going to go to Philadelphia, and I'm going to spend some time in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say, go Steelers, man. I might as well because I'm going to be saying it in a little bit anyway. Go Steelers, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to spend some time in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers going to get another Super Bowl, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to spend time in Pittsburgh. You feel that? But what I'm saying is though, even though, like, I'm going to go to them small towns, man. That is what it's about, man. It's about them little towns, man. Rural America. Rural America, baby. Rural America. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Big ghostwriter, man. I came, man. I saw. I conquered, man. I think I did, man. You know what I'm saying? I gave y'all some great content like I always do. I always strive to do. You know what I'm saying? Telling y'all the facts, the truth. No spin, no bias, man. The truth is complicated. It's not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, he said hateful things, and you can't say that you support the hateful things that he said. You got to support his freedom to say the things that he said, whether you disagree or not. You know what I'm saying? And really on We the People 6, it's really about his platform. I think that was a cool platform to be able to debate people. So he set the floor for if you disagree with his views. It's just Ghostwriter didn't get a chance to debate him. Because if Ghostwriter had a chance to debate him, I feel like I'll make him change his views. It might not be true, but that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, 1 year anniversary of Legal Wars Live. I'm back down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? No Name says Jimmy can still say what he wants, just not on NBC. Yeah, he just gonna go somewhere else and get more views than he ever did before. He gonna start his own podcast and get more views than he was getting on NBC. Like, y'all old people care about legacy media. The young people, how many young people watch legacy media? We not watching legacy media. When I say CNN, bro, the only time I got CNN on is in the hotel room. Every other time I'm getting CNN, I'm getting the news from online. It's still legacy media, but it's coming from the sources online. So while you going online, you see Don Lemon. You see Chris Como. You see Megyn Kelly. You see all these people who used to be on TV who got TV shows. And I'm looking at Don Lemon. I watched my boy, he get 1 million followers in like some months. His channel monetized. He getting bread. He making money. Jimmy Kimmel gonna make so much money doing it off of NBC. I'm saying after a while, you ain't gonna have no legacy media no more. It ain't gonna be no such thing as legacy media pretty soon. Who watching, besides old people, who watching news on TV? Who watching TV? Who watching cable still, y'all? Besides an old person, ain't nobody watching cable or watching TV or watching news like that but old people, man. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think really Jimmy Kimmel, he finna be on, he probably getting his YouTube staff and he getting his podcast team in order right now. He finna make a killing doing them podcasts. Get to say whatever he want to say. YouTube lets you say whatever you want to say. And if YouTube don't, Rumble will. And if Rumble don't, somebody else will. You're going to be chasing Jimmy Kimmel all around the world. In about 3 months, he's going to be on the internet still talking about you. He's going to be talking about you harder. You see what I'm saying? It's the spirit of the thing. You got to kill the spirit. If you can't kill the spirit, then you killing a person is not, it's just the body. The person is just the shell. It's the spirit of the thing that you got to kill. And if you can't kill the spirit of it, I'm saying I don't understand the reason why. You could just, Tissue for MAGA says, Dragon, don't run, sir. I just pointed out a bunch of Kirk clips for you to watch since you can't believe Kirk is a racist. Oh man, I don't know how. I mean, if you say that, look, I'll just say I wouldn't classify him as a racist, which really, I mean, like, it sounded like to me the stuff he said was a lot of racist stuff, but I'm just not trying to be inflammatory with my language, and I'm not going to classify the man as a racist. I mean, he was the leader of those people or them people or whatever. He was their leader. So if he's a skinhead leader, he the leader of the skinheads. Or skinheads racist? How could he be their leader and they not racist? He said people in his communication scared to leave their home. ICE been snatching people. Jones says, all I'm saying is I don't believe it. Nice media literacy. I'm a litigator, bro. I'm not a media person. No Name says, did Miss King gave Charlie a tribute? I don't know. That would be nice to know if she did or not. Tissues for MAGA, you welcome, man. You welcome. Guys, make sure y'all have liked the video for me. Double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Also, guys, we need to get them donations up. Man, I got a few people who donate to me regularly, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I thank those people. I'm going to shout them out right now. My baby A New, my boy Colin, you know what I'm saying? My man Angelo, you know what I'm saying? And my man Brian C, you know what I'm saying? They donate to us regularly. You know what I'm saying? We need to get the donations up. You guys enjoy the content. I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys cannot donate today, I ask that y'all click on that video tab for me. Like the videos under the video tab. The We the People 1 through 5, the whole series, man. I appreciate your support. Comment on the videos. Also, if you guys cannot donate, guys, make sure you guys have liked this video, like all the videos you can, but we do need donations. So super chat, super thanks, super stickers start at 99 cents. Channel memberships start at $2.99, guys. There's a button with a $sign in it. Just hit that button and your donations are much appreciated, guys. We've been streaming and I've been on here right now. This is a mainstream. I delivered the content as good as I can. Been on for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I see y'all are having conversations amongst yourselves, so I'm gonna let y'all keep that up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all just a minute. You know what I'm saying? We got a pretty good bit of people in here right now, so I'm gonna let the live stream keep rolling for a second, guys. Try to get some donations. If not, y'all definitely go over to the video tab right now, guys. Please, please, please. Ask you kindly to go to the video tab. You know what I'm saying? Watch all the We the Peoples. We got We the People 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 up. You know what I'm saying? We the People 6 is premiering on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys like Tissues for MAGA, y'all been with me for a while. Y'all know that Tuesdays used to be our main day. So guys, on Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern, we are premiering. Every Tuesday a We the People vlog out here on tour. It's like day number 67, I believe, 66, 67, something like that. The We the People tour, man, out here in the great state of New York. 16 states, over 15,000 miles traveled all year. You know what I'm saying? You talking about 200 recorded streams, 16, 17 now vlogs and videos, man. Busy year for Legal Wars Live, celebrating our 1 year anniversary. September, man. By October or November, I think by October, we have monetized, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, indeed, man. I appreciate all the love and support. I'm going to let you guys get y'all's last little whatever out. I'm going to go ahead and get this trash in the trash can. And when I come back, man, if we got some donations, man, we could keep rolling 2 hours and 15 minutes. But if not, I'm going to go ahead in the live stream, man. And I'm going to see y'all on Monday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We're going to do the stream about Russia and Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? We was going to do that today. But it's like the people kept on calling or talking in the comments about Charlie Kirk and freedom of speech. So I felt like I wanted to address it one good time. You know what I'm saying? One good last time. Charlie Kirk, freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? I shared some thoughts in the We the People 6 that's coming out on Tuesday. And then I think it's best that we get back to the business of America. So the rest of America probably will continue to have the debate over the freedom of speech issue. But after today and then the vlog on Tuesday at 6 a.m., I'm really the conversation for me. Just let the investigators finish it. If there's some super major news, I'll report on it or talk about it or analyze it. But starting on Monday, we're going to get on that Russia-Ukraine thing, and we getting back to the boring stuff, the decisions that's going to impact the future of the entire world that President Trump's got to make. So, guys, few more minutes. If any of y'all in here want to donate, I appreciate it. We could keep rocking. If not, man, I'm going to go ahead and end it when I get back, man. Peace and love to all of y'all, man. It's a beautiful Saturday, man. Keep God in your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Number one. And if you ain't got them in your life, you need to hurry up and get them in your life. Hey guys, a lot of times I bring y'all content like straight from where I'm at live. You know what I'm saying? Straight from where I'm at live. So when I close out this live stream, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some content from Instagram. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram. The link is in the bio on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I do paid promotions sometimes from Google and from Instagram, but right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm just self-promoting, running those We the Peoples organically, but I will eventually end up promoting them. But what I wanted to show you in the story I was looked at right now, you see what I'm saying? Guys, look how awesome that content, right? And so look, so this is just the content that I'm finna bring right now. You know what I'm saying? And then you come out here, man, on the lake, on the rocks. You know, just imagine it's a summer day, bro. You going to New York City. So, you know, when you take your vacation to New York, you know, you're gonna go to New York City for like a week. You know? Then you come out here for like a week. Just out here chilling, bro. For like a week, man. You know, you come out here for a week, you go to New York City for a week. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it's about, man. You know, I try to bring you guys great content, common sense analysis, you know, while we on tour. And then just, you know, out here at Finger Lakes in New York, just another spot on the map for y'all to see, man. Y'all could come out here and visit. You know what I'm saying? That being said, man, that's my time, man. I really appreciate y'all. I love every last one of y'all. I appreciate you guys showing up, you know what I'm saying, supporting the content, man. You know what I'm saying? And we out of here, man. We'll be live again on Monday, man, on Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time, Lord willing, man. Y'all get out there, man, and enjoy your life, man. Go live, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing right now today, man, just make some plans, man, to go outside, man. Enjoy your day, man. Enjoy your life, man. I'm out.